Okay, and we are live, baby. We are live. Right now, I just want to let you know that this video is really important to Dion because Dion does have a wonderful daughter, and he's out here, but this is a brilliant young man. Dion. Let's give him a moment. Anytime you're ready, brother. Anytime you're ready. From me in the past, Dion, you said you have been out here on these streets more than 50% of your life. Is that correct? And tell.
I'm homeless or in a car.
Or in a car.
Yeah.
What happened, man? What got you out here? You're a wonderful person. Everybody knows you. You help people. Why did this happen to you? What is the reasoning behind all this? What took place?
Separating. Maybe like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago. I think it's about that. Separating from my daughter's mother. I don't have no family, really I don't know my mother or father. So I was adopted. I was with my daughter's mother for like 14 years, 17, maybe on to 31. I had to find a spot, somewhere to stay. I separated from her, ended kind of bad. And stayed with a person in the town that I didn't know for an extended period of time. That was a messed up situation. So I was trying to stay near my kid. I didn't know what I was gonna do, and then I had an option out here from my half sister after a year being out there separated. And came out here, got a car. Nice lady gave me a car. I was helping where I was staying at prior, and my sister kicked me out and stole my car. Pretty much.
A lot of betrayal.
Yeah.
And family betrayal.
Yeah, told me to come out here after, I wasn't talking to her for like 15 years. We're about a year and a half apart. And I wanted my daughter to have family because I don't have really too much extended family. After our situation, after separating with my daughter's mother, I was staying with this lady. I gotta mention her name, but staying with this particular lady, forcing me to pretty much pick between staying there, screwing her, and staying there, and knowing I have a kid and stuff like that. I didn't want to do that, so I was getting kicked out every other week. I dealt with this lady had mental issues. I was there for her. I was just trying to stay in a spot. And for my daughter's sake, because I didn't want to be pushing a cart. That was the closest thing the next thing I was probably going to be doing is pushing a shopping cart, and I didn't want that, all I knew is I've heard of my parents pushing shopping carts and when I was a kid and doing drugs and stuff, and I didn't want that for my daughter. Family is very important to me, so trying to be near my daughter is very important. And, the lady kind of, the person I was staying with before I came to Vegas made me feel like she was going to help me out, also, and then had other intentions.
So what were or are your aspirations at this point? Being now you have a daughter, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and obviously those tears were for your daughter earlier, which I understand because I have children of my own. Where do you find yourself thinking on how to get escape from this type of living situation, this third world America type of lifestyle here in North Las Vegas?
I have no idea. I keep I try to keep focused with all the mess. I try to keep focused on the end goal, my end goal.
And what would that be? What is an end
My
goal?
kid.
Okay. Your kid.
Love her to death. You know, I'm very extremely close to her. Extremely.
Now, being that I know you pretty well and I know how brilliant you are in your own right, can you tell us a little bit about your aspirations in venture cap and as an entrepreneurial thinker and being a businessman? You wanted to go to business school and such, and which you still probably will do. So how can you tell people out there about those aspirations, because we all have them? Tell us a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never, before I came out here, I know right away when I came out here, I never thought about trying to. I didn't know particularly what I was good at. You know what I mean? At all, and I'm still learning this. And people are opening my eyes up to it. A lot of people are opening my eyes to it out here, and I'm appreciative of that in general, because I'm starting to see it myself. You know, and maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Nonetheless, being homeless and stuff like that, I see a positive thing in it.
And what would that be? What is the positive thing?
I'm not caged. I'm not caged up. My thinking is not caged up. You know, at some point I have my life. I feel like I have my life in order, even if my relationship wasn't particularly well. You know, dealing with our family, being of different races and stuff like that, and you know, being treated. You know, all I wanted was for people to care for me. I care for people as much as I care for. I feel like I care for people. For them to care for me and be accepted. Because you know, not having no family and stuff, you're drawn to people. You're drawn to people more so than anything. So having my daughter was like the greatest thing for me, because it was something that I could take care of a person. They don't judge me.
Well,
and I don't have that. I don't have.
that's your family.
Yeah, that's all I have.
That's all you have as a family, and that's so important. And that makes total sense to me, even though I know you, but it's so much clearer now that because you don't have family that you knew prior to your daughter, that's your family.
Yeah, I was okay.
And her.
I've always grown up okay with not knowing my father, and you know, I've met my mother a couple times, and apparently she passed away not too long ago, a few years ago. Never had really contact with him, but so you know, not having my parents, I always knew when I was going to have a kid, I wouldn't try to allow my daughter. I wouldn't allow me to do the same thing. You know what I mean? Abandon my daughter any type of way. Not to sit there and say my parents abandoned me, but because it could have been the right decision for them. You know what I mean?
Right.
To do that as a responsible parent. If you know they're not good in your care, you know what I mean, or possibly in your care, you give them up to a good, you know.
Let me ask you this, because we're running up on about 8 minutes now, and I want to go ahead and see if I can get this out there today like this. What would you say to those that are one paycheck away, or that don't know anything about this type of lifestyle or situation? What would you want to say to them, those that are possibly watching this?
Have empathy.
Have empathy.
You know, the struggle is intense out here. I've never been out. I've never traveled outside of California up until a year after I separated and decided to come out here and stuff like that. And it's tough. It's tough. You lose something, you get something stolen. You don't have no family. You don't have no income. No none of that. And if you have a record, possibly potential record, everybody doesn't have records. You know, I have a messed up, a little record.
But you're getting through that.
Yeah.
Because I think you have jobs coming up, all kind of stuff going on, and that's awesome.
I just hold out the hope. I try not to think about my daughter too much, and then then I feel like I'm not focused on her enough. But that can lead you. Emotion can lead you a certain way. You know what I mean? Good and bad. You know, because I want to be out of this situation so bad. I want to provide for my daughter, myself, and I know the situation. I know the homeless situation, and I want to help people out though too. However I do it, but I want to be stable first. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just don't want my daughter not knowing. I think about my daughter try to think about my daughter every day. It's automatic, and I just don't. I don't want the relationship I built up with her. It's chipping away slowly. You know what I mean? And that could be causes of me, or just sometimes outside forces. It's not necessarily the person that's homeless, or on drugs, or a bad person.